we've brought traffic to the website, traffic converted into leads, and now those leads need to honestly be qualified and handled in some way. The first thing is qualification and lead scoring. So regardless of the source, quantification's not enough. You need to qualify. Impressions, click-through rates, vanity metrics, they're all just numbers unless they're tied to the next step, right? So who's responsible for the next step? This is a great question. And it could be an internal team, it could be a partner, it could be your salespeople. But you need to ask yourself before you assign this responsibility, is this what I want a salesperson to be focusing on? Do I want a salesperson potentially reaching out to unqualified leads? Do I want my inside team doing it? Do I want to off-put it to a partner? And I really encourage you to think through this piece because not only is it time consuming, but the perception surrounding leads is a hard one to hold on to. And so if your salespeople are going out there and they're responsible for qualifying those leads, I'd say probably about 95% of the time they get a bad taste in their mouth. So the leads need to be consistently qualified, and according to Topo, on average, leads take about 16 touches to actually qualify. Now this could be from a variety of different industries, but at a standard, leads require 16 touches. So I have a couple questions to ask you guys. Are you confident that your salespeople are reaching out to the leads that you send them 16 times? I see a bunch of smiles, I see shaking heads. I'm not confident in it, okay? So 16 times, but you say, you know what, my salespeople, they don't need to reach out 16 times. My leads are really good. Okay, well, if they're really good and they're reaching out once, you're basically throwing money down the drain, right? So if they're reaching out once and on average they take 16 times, you need to be careful about where you place that. You need to ensure that you're tracking how often you're touching them and how you're qualifying those. So I haven't even talked about the time sensitivity surrounding leads. The same study by Topo, leads conversion drops by 55% reaching out within 8 hours versus the first hour. Isn't that amazing? 55%. Less than half of the leads that you generate are being left in the dust because someone didn't touch them fast enough. That's regardless of the source and regardless of the quality of those leads. So response time matters, touches matter, and you have to track it. You have to look at converting those into opportunities. So a couple different ways that we can track it is logging activities. I'm not going to sit up and beat you guys up on the importance of logging calls and emails. I think it's pretty simple. Everybody's trying to get their organization to do it. But I want to encourage you to think about what you're asking your team to log. I find it fascinating. Most of the organizations I visit, we're talking about making CRM a prescriptive tool, and really all we're doing is looking in the rearview mirror. Who did I call? What did I sell? Why did we lose? Instead of, who should I stay in front of and when? How should I market to this company? And how do I approach this opportunity? So I'd encourage you to ask your teams when they're sharing their call notes and reports, we don't want to see stuff like made a call, visited the customer, got their voicemail. We need something that's going to propel into the next conversation. So what did they learn that's important for the future? Did they uncover a buying signal? Did they look at a time frame? Did they find out that the customer really hates this one brand and the next time that you're going in, you better not talk about or position that brand? Ask your team to log activities thinking into the future, not what's already transpired. So logging activities are great, okay, but it's not enough. They're really just notes. They don't actually help you to prioritize your accounts in CRM because you'd have to go in and drill down and look at the notes on every single call and email. And so what I want to encourage you guys to do are create fields inside of your CRM that help you stay in front of customers. Notes are just notes. If you can turn notes into intelligence, that's the key. So a lot of organizations that I work with, we look at, okay, fleet size, fleet segment, next purchase time frame, acquisition mode, level of automation, etc. There's a million different fields that make sense for you and help you stay in front of your customers. And I'd encourage you to look at your account pages inside of your CRM and take an audit and say, what's really important? What's something I want to be able to report on later on? Because if they're just logging it in the notes, you can't report on it, so it really doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. And then you can take that information, and not only can you prioritize your accounts, but what you can do is you can market to those folks later on. You can say, I want to take a poll of every single account that I have that has an electric fleet so that I can go back when I have a battery promotion and I can blast them with an email. I want to take a look at everyone that has a next purchase time frame in Q2 of 2020, and I want to put together a promotion based on their fleet, and then I can email them, and then I can have my sales team prioritize and following up with those customers. So making that intelligence in those fields available in your CRM is not only going to help your team build those customer profiles out, but it's going to help you think about the future. The last thing here is automate the assignment of qualified leads to your reps. Again, keep your salespeople focused on selling. I'd say, again, probably a majority of the customers that we work with off the start, when they want to bring in a lead and the lead gets qualified, the sales manager's like, I want to look at this lead before I assign it to somebody. I want to be the funnel. I want to choose where it goes based on skill set or territory. And really, the assignments are typically pretty much the same every single time. There might be some anomalies to it, but we really need to end the bottlenecks today and find out that most efficient process of handoff and then automate it. The technology's there, you just have to pull the trigger on it.